afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Jan McDonald Stadium, located on the campus of North Greenville University, where Christ makes a difference, for today's Conference Carolinas matchup between the Limestone College Saints and your North Greenville Crusaders. For today's starting lineups, first for the visiting Saints, at left field, number 1, Bailey Mabry. At shortstop, number 2, Tessa Fawcett. At right field, number 13, Caroline Hill. At center field, number 4, Emma Swearinger. At first base, number 5, Sydney Turner. At third base, number 28, Bailey Pearson. At catcher, number 3, Macy Parker. At designated player, number 33, Jordan Howe. At second base, number 8, Sam Thornton. Playing in the flex at pitcher, number 31, Courtney Smith. The Saints are coached by Amy Yates. She's assisted by Joe Elston. And now, the starting lineups for your North Greenville Crusaders. At second base, a senior from Spartanburg, South Carolina, number 1, Shayna Winley. At center field, a junior from Duluth, Georgia, number 5, Grace DeBoer. At third base, a senior from Goose Creek, South Carolina, number 25, Megan Johnson. At right field, a sophomore from Lexington, South Carolina, number 17, Kate Lee. At catcher, a freshman from Greenville, South Carolina, number 4, Caitlin Wager. At first base, a junior from Marion, South Carolina, number 13, Morgan Herlong. The designated player and a senior from Lexington, North Carolina, number 16, Morgan Roach. At shortstop, a junior from Gilbert, South Carolina, number 6, Kelsey Rivers. And at left field, freshman from Greer, South Carolina, number 11, Brooke Wade. Playing in the flex at pitcher, a freshman from New Zion, South Carolina, number 15, Brooklyn Ford. Your Crusaders are coached by Sarah Hall. She's assisted by assistant coaches Shelly Robinson and Tori Friedman, and athletic trainer Kelly Kinderden. At this time, we ask that you please rise for the invocation and remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Dear God, thank you for another beautiful day to enjoy the sport of softball. Thank you for your son Jesus and the grace he gives us that we don't deserve. Thank you for the support of each team's friends and family here today. Please keep this game injury-free and help these athletes play for your glory with the talents you've given them. In your name we pray. Amen. Now let's get excited for another exciting edition of Crusaders softball. First up for the Saints, left field, number 1, Mabry.
And good afternoon and welcome to Jan McDonald Field here in Tigerville, South Carolina, as we get set for this matchup between the North Greenville Crusaders and the Limestone Saints. Gonna get right into the action here. Leading off is Bailey Mabry. First pitch to her is a called strike. And we're gonna, if that's any indication, we're gonna have some very late strike calls. He waited about good 3 or 4 seconds to raise up the fist. That pitch over to first and is safe. So leadoff single for Mabry. And that'll bring up Tessa Fawcett. Very short-handed today, so please excuse us if it takes a little bit for us to adjust here. Bunt attempt, ball just outside for ball 1. Unfortunately, definitely won't be able to keep up with pitch count on the scoreboard graphic, but hopefully we can update you every now and then, as this one is rocked but caught at left field, trying to get the double play over at first, not in time. Ball, sharp line drive, hit well off the bat, but ended up falling for a harmless fly out to left field. Up next is Caroline Hill, number 13, playing right field. First pitch is a called strike.
Speaking of Hill, she's actually having a pretty good season this year. She's hitting .356 with 7 home runs and a ton of RBIs, so not a bad season for her at the plate this year.
Yeah, we were both looking at the stats. This Limestone lineup can hit.
The top 6 hitters in the lineup all right now are currently hitting over 300, and that's a very impressive stat if you ask me, Alan.
Absolutely. This conference is very competitive. Both these teams among the top teams in the conference standings. So this is certainly a big, big series. 0-2 pitch is low and outside. May have been a waste pitch there, but I think it got away a little more than she wanted it to.
Yeah, just a little bit too far outside. Tried to get her to go chase something on a 2-strike count.
Starting pitcher for the Crusaders is Brooklyn Fort. We'll go over her numbers in just a moment.
Oh.
Line drive right to her. Gets the out at first for out number 2.
Emma Swearingen, she comes in sporting a .308 batting average and 91 at bats. 5 home runs, but a impressive 32 RBIs on the season. That's a very impressive stat there. Speaking of Brooklyn Fort, she comes in today with a 11-4 record, 2.28 ERA, and 98 2/3 innings pitched. So she's doing work on the mound as well.
Ground ball through the left side. They send the runner home, and she will score. Meanwhile, the runner advances to second to give Limestone their first run of the game.
Speaking of those RBIs, there goes another one.
Next to bat, number 5, Sydney Turner.
Sydney Turner now at the bat for the Saints. She's there with a .337 batting average, a whopping 6 home runs. And once again, a pile of RBIs. So
first pitch to her is a ground ball to Shayna Finley, but she's not going to be able to get the runner. Meanwhile, they go home, and she is safe. So another run for the Saints, and it is a quick 2-0 lead for Limestone. We'll have to wait and see whether that's called a hit or an error. It did cause Shayna Finley to have to make a little bit of a lunge for it. Ended up getting to the outer part of the infield, and she was unable to make the throw in time. Limestone in business here in the first.
something that we've seen early in this ball game that I've noticed is Limestone's not afraid to come at you real quick in the count.
And they did give her a single, so no error there. So both runs are earned and RBIs. That pitch fouled and still in play, but out of reach for the right fielder, Kate Lee.
It's a long run she had to make to try to get that one.
So a quick 0-2 count for Brooklyn Fort. See if she can work out of this inning. One runner at first. That's Sydney Turner.
This might be one of the biggest crowds I've seen at Jan McDonald Field in a long time.
Ground ball down the the third base line to keep it alive, but foul. Yeah, it's definitely a good crowd. A lot of people down the right field line, as well as in the stands behind home plate. Ground ball right to Shayna Finley over to first in time for out number 3. So Limestone plates 2, 3 hits, no errors in the inning, and 1 left on base. We'll see if It's going to be a long day just getting started. We'll see if North Greenville can respond in just a moment here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Leading off for the Crusaders will be number 1, Shayna Finley, who I believe still leads the NCAA in home runs, at the Division II at least. Starting pitcher for the Limestone Saints is number 31, Courtney Smith.
Courtney Smith comes in sporting a 10-2 record with a 2.05 ERA and 71 2/3 innings pitched. Shayna Finley now at the bat. She's walking into the batter's box with a .353 batting average and 102 at-bats with 12 home runs and 27 RBIs. So sporting some really good numbers here early on in the season. I mean, you got to think we're only in, our 3rd or 4th conference doubleheader. So,
yeah, it's sort of crazy that really we're not even halfway into conference play, and yet this is the second to last day of softball here at Jan McDonald Field. After that, the rest of the games are away. Called strike to Shayna Finley on hits the outside corner.
Shayna Finley's one of those seniors we'll be celebrating here in a little bit, so she's hoping to come in and have a big day. One of her last times playing here at Jan McDonald Field.
Yeah, there will be a senior presentation in between games. We'll stick around for after the first game to cover that. Then we'll go offline and get everything reset for game 2. That pitch fouled away. 1-2 now the count. Again, we are very short-handed today. So bear with us if it takes a little longer to update the score bug than it typically does. 1-2 count is outside for a ball. That'll even up the count at 2-2.
Once again, you can hear the wonderful wind.
Yeah, it's just going to be one of the unique factors about this field as time goes on, just the consistent wind blowing in. Although we did see the exact opposite in the last game against Erskine.
Yeah.
The wind was blowing out for once.
You're not going to hit a pop fly today and it's going to get out. I can assure you that. You're going to have to get a hold of one. It's blowing straight in from center field. So,
meanwhile, Shayna Finley should get a hitter's pitch as it is a full count. There it is, but she comes up empty. A big strikeout for Courtney Smith.
Grace DeBoer up the bat next for the Crusaders. Grace comes in with a 287 batting average and an 87 at bats. Also adds on 2 home runs on the season. So
first pitch is high for a ball.
here comes the chance that we were always talking about.
Oh, yeah. North Greenville baseball on the road today against Mount Olive. We'll provide some updates on that throughout the day.
Best of luck to those guys up there. Had a heartbreaking loss last night.
Yeah, they were down 2-0 going into the ninth. Almost came back. They scored a run and had the bases loaded, but a called strike number 3 ended the game. Swinging a ground ball down the first base line, foul.
We won't go into detail about my opinions on what happened at the end of that game.
It was a controversial strike called
very controversial
to end that
strike
game.
Call. Mr. Umpire, if you're out there listening, have a good day, sir.
2-2 pitch is fouled to the netting of the Limestone dugout.
This is something Grace DeBoer is really good at. She's really good at working a count. So see if she can continue to work it here. Maybe get a little deeper in there. Straighten one out and see what she can do with it.
Still a 2-2 count. Gets the ball in play at least. Over to the second baseman who's covering first, and she's safe.
That was a bang-bang play right there. She was scooting down the first base line. With the Grace DeBoer single, that'll bring up Megan Johnson, the third baseman. She comes in with a 352 batting average and 105 at-bats, 4 home runs and 18 RBIs so far on the season.
And we're actually having an argument.
We've seen that quite a bit here at Jen McDonald Field in the last couple games.
Yeah.
Sarah Hall hasn't been afraid to let the umpires know what she's got to say. So,
yeah, head coach for Limestone, Amy Yates, did not agree with the call. It was a close call over at first, but umpire ruled it safe, and so here we go with Megan Johnson, and it was ruled a single. Ground ball to first, and a diving attempt by the first and second baseman, but unable to collect it, and that's another base hit.
Let's see if the Crusaders can string something together here. You got your cleanup hitter, Kate Lee, coming in up to bat with a 247 batting average, 97 plate appearances, 2 home runs, and 16 RBIs. So she's having quite a year too as well. Here's another one of those RBI chances.
First pitch to Lee is outside. One-0 count, and it's a called strike. Hits the outside corner. Another ball that hits the outside corner to make it 1-2.
She's trying to live out there on that black. It's not a bad place to live as a pitcher.
Yeah, they've definitely done their homework on Kate Lee, electing to go outside for the at-bat. We'll see if they try to attack her on the inside this time. They don't. They go back outside, but it misses to even the count at 2-2. And they did attack her outside again. That ball in foul territory, but it will remain a 2-2 count as that ball went out of play.
Deuces are wild, so.
So here we go, 2-2 pitch. And puts the ball in play, but it's going to go foul again.
One of those thank you baseball, or I guess in this case softball guys, that one got out of the way.
Yeah, she wanted to check her swing, was unable to do so, but ended up making contact with the ball anyway.
Let's see what Kate Lee's got for us now.
And that one low and inside, so they finally tried to get her on the inside, but ended up in the turf to make it a full count. A walk here would load the bases with just one out. Sure, Kate Lee would rather get a hit, but I think she'd take a walk too. And keeps that one alive, fouled down the third base line.
This is a great at bat from Kate Lee. You got to think she's making her throw a bunch of pitches here.
Yeah, this is either the 7th or 8th pitch of the at bat. I believe it's the 8th. So there's been several foul balls. And keeps that one alive, just foul. Hit that one down the right field line, was foul by maybe a foot, if that.
If that. You got to commend Kate Lee from coming up here and having a great at bat.
So another 3-2 pitch. Goes after that one, and it's going to be fouled.
I mean, we're approaching the 10 pitch mark. You got to think this is her, what, her 4th batter this inning.
Mm-hmm. She came into this at bat with just 13 pitches, but that number has gone way up since then, at least probably around 23, 24. The live stats update the pitch count after the ball is put in play. And swing and a miss. Don't think she was expecting that ball to come inside, but it did for a big out, number 2.
You got to give it up for Kate Lee, though. She stood in there and had one heck of an at-bat. Now to bring up the catcher, Caitlin Wagers comes in with a .268 batting average of 71 plate appearances. She's got 2 home runs on the season, so once again, another RBI opportunity for Caitlin Wagers.
She had her first career home run during our last broadcast.
Yeah, we called her first home run.
Mm-hmm.
Then she hit another one. So maybe we can call her third one. 3 for Dale, maybe.
First pitch to her is outside. That one does catch the outside corner.
She's coming at every hitter outside, so she's wanting them to hit it to that right-hand side of the infield. Oh,
and that one.
Watch out, Coach Hall.
That one came inside, but fouled down the third base line.
If she could possibly get one up to right field, she might could poke it out as the wind's starting to carry out that way just a tad.
Tried to attack her on the outside. Didn't catch the plate, so now even count.
And hopefully that's something that's rotating around that North Greenville dugout right now. They're saying, hey, she's coming outside, choke up and hit it to the right side. That's the approach that they need to take right now.
And that one just outside. No appeal, so it'll be a full count yet again. So even if the Crusaders don't come up with any runs this inning, they have made Courtney Smith throw a lot of pitches. Mainly to Kate Lee and now Caitlin Wagers. And it hit her.
There we go. Bases loaded. And with the hit batsman, that'll bring up Morgan Herlong, the first baseman. She's got a .231 batting average and 104 plate appearances. Once again, 2 home runs. 2 seems to be the lucky number right now.
And we're going to have a conference at the mound. Courtney Smith in some trouble right now. The base is loaded, 2 gone. Big at bat coming up.
This seems to be a North Greenville baseball and softball thing. They want to get rally started, bases loaded with 2 outs.
Yeah, we're just in the first inning, so this could be a very interesting day. We knew coming in that it's sort of strange because both teams have good pitching. They have low ERAs, but high averages, especially Limestone.
Oh, while we're talking about that, let's Conference Carolina standings right now in softball. You got Pfeiffer and North Greenville. They're both 7-1. Pfeiffer's only lost 3 games total. Where North Greenville's lost 13. Then you got Limestone down here, which I would consider second place, at 5-1. So then you got King, who's 3-1. So you got 4 teams in the top that's only got 1 loss on the season. 2 of them played today. So this has some big Conference Carolina's clout when it comes to the standings right now.
Called strike to Morgan Herlong to begin her at bat.
And outside again.
Have a lot of different sports going on today on campus, although this game is the only official one. You had the football spring game today as well as basketball tryouts. So
you got to think all of us Southern boys, we're itching with football starting back up.
Oh, yeah.
Big shout out to Coach Farrington, all the football team had a great spring. Have put in a lot of work, a lot of late nights, a lot of meetings, a lot of long days in the weight room.
Would be surprised to see Coach Farrington over here maybe a little bit later on.
Yeah.
He usually always makes
him and Lucky make a trip out here.
Yeah.
Lucky's his German Shepherd, for those of y'all that don't know.
There's a called strike. Now even count at 2-2.
This is a wild once again.
And there's a ground ball right to first for out number 3. So Limestone escapes the inning without allowing a run, but it did require a lot of pitches. So we will head to the top of the second shortly here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Heading to the top of the second will be led off by number 3, Macy Parker, followed by Jordan Howe, and then Sam Thornton for the Limestone lineup. Just 17 viewers right now, but I think the reason for that is because most of the parents and fans are out here today. Great crowd.
Great weather.
You know, I don't know if the stadium has an official capacity yet since there's no permanent seating, but
yeah,
I mean, it's about as
back to vibe.
Yeah, the only way you could really fit more is, you know, there's some space down the visiting line and left field, but you'd have to bring fans out to the outfield to really fit a whole lot more. Eventually, there will be permanent seating here at Jan McDonald Field. It's a 3-phase project, as here's a line drive over the shortstop for a base hit.
Next for the Saints, number 33, Jordan Howe.
She just poked the bat head out there.
So a good start for Macy Parker. That'll bring up the designated player, Jordan Howe. Try to get her on the inside. A ground ball to short, over to first is going to be in time. Runner advances to second.
It's a long throw for Kelsey Rivers. What a throw.
Yeah, Jordan Howe, no offense to her, but doesn't appear to be much of a speedster.
Still, that's a long throw. She's almost at third base. A little flash of Jeter. What a pitch.
Called strike to begin the at-bat to Sam Thornton.
You got to know that both of these pitchers have done their homework because they're staying low in the zone and away. They're not trying to stay up in the zone and let somebody get a hold of one.
Gets that ball hit down the third base line. It's fouled for a quick 0-2 count. The 0-2 pitch is just outside.
I think their guess was to go get her to chase that ball. That was a good.
Yeah, normally you'd call it a waste pitch, but it was pretty close. Here's a ground ball to third again, over to first, and she is safe.
Megan Johnson just took a little bit too long, looking at runner back to second. She busted it down the line.
The runner did stay at second. So runners on first and second with just one out here in the top of the second.
And that'll bring up the second baseman, Sam Thornton. She's sporting a 172 batting average and 58 appearances. So. What a pitch.
Called strike at the beginning of the at bat.
You gotta give some credit to Caitlin Wagers back there. She's framing a good ball right now. It's no Yada Yermelina, but she's doing a very good job of framing that pitch.
And that one is another called strike.
For those out there that don't know what framing is, that's pretty much where a catcher goes down and gets one out of the strike zone and brings you back in the strike zone real quick and fools your umpire. And it helps out a lot.
Ball low and outside. Inside pitch, steps on third, over to first, in time for the double play to end the inning just like that.
What a play.
So we'll head to the bottom of the inning in just a moment here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Leading off in the bottom of the second will be the designated player Morgan Roach. Batting second will be Kelsey Rivers, and third will be Brooke Wade. That's the 7, 8, 9 hitters in the North Greenville lineup.
And Morgan Roach isn't one to sleep on right now. She's had quite a few series the last couple series. She's been on fire.
Yeah, she hit a couple of home runs in the Erskine series. First pitch to her is swung on and fouled back. Again, very short-handed today. A lot of multitasking is being required right now, so if you see the graphics update late or the camera switch a little bit late, we do apologize for that, but very, very short-handed today. So a quick 0-2 count to Morgan Roach. Courtney Smith trying to breeze through this inning after she had to throw a lot of pitches in the first. That ball high.
As a pitcher, that's what you want to do. If you have a long inning, you want to be quick the next one. You don't want to run your pitch count up too high.
She had to throw 35 pitches in the first inning.
That's a bunch of pitches. Luckily we're in the middle of the season, or if we're in the beginning, she'd probably be pushing her up.
So that ball is swung on and fouled out of play. So the count will remain 1-2. Yeah, you can definitely throw more pitches in softball than baseball. It'd be a big concern in baseball, but we've seen a couple of pitchers in softball as that ball is ripped but foul again. We've seen a couple of pitchers this season throw over 150 pitches, so
it's insane.
Yeah, absolutely. It's more of a natural arm motion in softball.
That's true.
Although I
don't
know how they do that.
My arm would fall off.
As this one is hit the opposite way, but is going to be caught in right field for out number 1.
Wednesday, that ball would have got out. That'll bring up the shortstop, Kelsey Rivers, coming in with a 190 batting average and 100 at-bats. She got 1 home run on the season, though. So.
First pitch to her is way high.
I still don't see how they remember all these chants. You've got 1 to 2 chants per person.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's.
And now
here comes
ball
the
3.
infamous Texas A&M chants.
Heard it for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I guess that was last week.
Yeah. Texas A&M made it famous, though, back in the College World Series last summer.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad for that poor boy. I mean, he got up to 10 balls in a row, and they're just lighting into him.
Yeah, I believe it's been a long-standing tradition, but it's gotten a lot of coverage lately. Is sort of.
Yeah, I think doing the College World Series got them.
Ball ripped right to us just about, but it's going to die and be caught. It's probably a good thing for our equipment that the wind is blowing in today.
What, you didn't bring your ball glove out? Come on now.
Nope.
Now batting the left fielder, Brooke Wade, comes in with a 267 batting average and 60 plate appearances. Got quite a few RBIs as well.
That ball would have, it probably actually would have gone way over our heads the other day.
Wednesday, that thing would have been down there on the track.
Yeah. And now a bunt attempt. It's going to be foul. I would have tried to make a catch, but I can't guarantee anything. I probably would have embarrassed myself. And catch a ball with the glove, but not bare hands.
Just pull your old ball cap off there, Alan.
And that ball hit well to left field, but it's going to be caught for out number 3. So nothing going on for the Crusaders. Some well-hit softballs, but wind has kept them in, and it ends up being a 3-up, 3-down inning. So we will head to the top of the 3rd shortly, right after this. So we head to the top of the 3rd. Leading off for Limestone will be Tessa Fawcett. She is 0 for 1.
Back to the top of the lineup.
So far, Brooklyn Fort, 26 pitches, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and no strikeouts as the first pitch is fouled down the left field line.
That's impressive that she's only got 26 pitches, and she had that long first inning. Remember, she got to the 5 or 6 hole. Just shows you how early Limestone will come at you.
And that ball flied down the left field line, but is going to be caught for out number 1.
Kirk Wade had that one read all day, just like a book.
13, Caroline Hill.
So the number 3 hitter, Caroline Hill.
I believe she grounded out last time.
That makes sense.
I get it now. I was trying to figure out what they were saying at first, and now. And if you can't hear, they are currently singing Sweet Caroline in the Limestone dugout. Wonder if she's a Red Sox fan.
Well, her first name's Caroline.
Well, I know that too, but it'd be a little bit cooler if she's a Red Sox fan as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I say her like
I
that.
mean, yeah, it's become a popular song in just the baseball world in general.
It's kind of weird that in Boston they sing about Caroline.
Yeah.
Just shows you how much North and South Carolina's so much better than the rest of the United States. Everybody loves us. Now our roads, yikes.
I don't know if they love us in the political world, but another time.
Another time, another date. We'll let Gray and Dave hash that one out.
So 2-0 count to Caroline Hill. Quick conversation between Caitlin Wagers and Brooklyn Fort.
You gotta kind of wonder if they're just wanting to pitch around her. I mean, she's hit 7 home runs on the year.
Yeah, she's the number 3 hitter for a reason.
Yeah, she's hitting 356. Got the highest batting average on the team, so that's pretty impressive out of the 3-hole.
And yeah, that might be what they're doing, because that seemed like Brooklyn Fort wasn't expecting that ball to be down the plate. So a 3-0 count. And that one's in there, gets the bottom part of the zone.
That's where you want to live on with a power hitter. You want to stay low in the zone. But then you got people like Mike Trout and Mickey Mantle that'll go down there and they'll golf one out. You ain't careful.
Yeah, something tells me these Limestone hitters get the green light quite often, too.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee it.
She might have swung at ball 4 there, but it's going to be fouled away for now a full count.
Let's see if Brooklyn Fort can battle back here and get her. Talk about battling in the batter's box. I mean, you can battle on the pitcher's mound, too. You can go down 3-0 and come back and get somebody.
And it hits her.
Now to the plate for the Saints, number 4, Emma Swearingen.
So batter for both teams have now been hit. And now the home plate umpire not sure, kind of took a walk down the first base line. Maybe saying that she didn't try to get out of the way. I mean, she's still at first, so I mean, it's definitely hit by pitch, but maybe it's a warning kind of thing.
Yeah. We had that the other night at the Drop Stadium.
Or it might have been nothing. Maybe he just asked her if she's okay. I don't know. Giving Wagers and Fort some time to discuss things for a moment. And there's a called strike to Emily Swearingen. Well hit ball to right field, caught by Kate Lee for out number 2.
To the plate, number 5, Sydney Turner.
So that'll bring up Sydney Turner. number 5 hitter. First pitch is a fly ball to center. Grace DeBoer there almost took a tumble, but she did make the catch for out number 3. So nothing going here in the top of the third. We'll head to the bottom of the inning in just a moment. Leading off for the Crusaders will be Shayna Finley, so back to the top of the lineup for the Crusaders, so certainly a good time for your offense to be productive.
It's also a good time to reset and have different approaches as well.
Shayna is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Had a full count her first at bat, but ended up swinging and missing. First pitch is a ground ball to short, over to first in time for the first out. Nice quick play by Fawcett over at shortstop. So that brings up Grace DeBoer.
See if they can string a couple hits together here with 1 out, maybe.
First pitch to her is inside for ball 1. That one catches the outside corner. Wind still consistent, blowing in pretty much from dead center. Not very strong right now, but
still got to get
still a decent breeze.
Still got to get a hold of one to get it out.
Definitely. That ball hung up as a well hit to center, but is going to be caught for out number 2.
See if Megan Johnson gets something started here with 2 out.
First pitch to her is outside for a ball. That one outside as well, 2-0 count.
He's trying to pitch everybody outside, so.
Megan Johnson, the senior from Goose Creek, South Carolina, in a hitter's count right now. And gets a hold of that one, a diving snag at second base by Sam Thornton for the 3rd out. Impressive defensive play. And that will do it for the 3rd. Another 3 up, 3 down for the Crusaders. So we head to the 4th in just a moment. So here we go to the top of the fourth. Leading off will be Bailey Pearson, followed by Macy Parker, then Jordan Howell. It's the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Brooklyn Fort out there for her fourth inning. This first pitch is a ball. Fort comes into the inning throwing 37 pitches, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, still no walks or strikeouts. So give the Limestone lineup credit. Even when they get out, they're still making contact.
Yep. That's not a bad thing to do as a pitcher.
Gonna try to do some math in just a second, as that's a called strike, so this might be a little scary. Give me a second. In 32 games, Limestone has 118 strikeouts. So that's around 4 per game.
Recently, that's pretty good, from what I understand, for softball.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's just 7 innings, but still to have for an entire lineup to only average 4 strikeouts a game that's definitely pretty impressive. So that ball is in time for an out. It was grounded to third baseman Megan Johnson. And in comparison, in 34 games, North Greenville has 149 strikeouts, so that's not too shabby either. So I think that averages to about 5 per game. So, you know, pretty even there. As there's a ground ball that's fouled down the third base line. We'll probably get a comment on Ustream in just a moment saying that I'm nowhere close to right, but I believe that's somewhere in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Don't have a calculator in front of me, so
I'm not going to attempt it.
So forgive me if I'm incorrect there. So that one is a diving attempt by Herlong over at first.
She almost come up on that one.
Might have been a good thing. If she had gotten any closer, she might have gone head first into that wall in front of the home dugout.
She don't have but one speed. That's 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, definitely a great attempt there. As there's a waste pitch outside for a ball. That one into the turf. So the count back to even at 2-2. That one just misses a little low, and that's going to make it a full count. And Limestone with a ball chan of their own. Yep. And that one's fouled away to keep the at-bat alive.
Just a little update from some Crusader athletics across the Conference Carolinas today. Men's lacrosse is currently up in Mount Olive, North Carolina, playing Mount Olive Trojans, and they're currently losing 5-4 with 2 minutes left in overtime. So hopefully they can pull that one off. So let's see here.
They've lost a heartbreaker this past week.
You got to give those kids credit. For a third-year program.
Yeah, played the number 4 team in the country and had them on the ropes.
It almost beat them. I mean, was winning the whole game. Man, that's tough. That's tough as a team. That's tough as a coach.
And just had a foul ball that actually made contact with the bat twice, but it was in the box, so they did call it a foul ball, so count still full. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And a line drive that's going to drop in left field for a base hit. So Jordan Howe, the designated player, batting 8th in the lineup, will step up to the plate. And Macy Parker, who just got the base hits, now 2 for 2. First pitch to Howe misses for ball 1.
Little update for baseball there as well. Playing Mount Olive, who's ranked number 3 in the nation currently. They lost a heartbreaker last night too, like we were talking about earlier. Bases loaded, 2-2 count, got struck out. They're currently 0-0 in the top of the 4th. Crusaders got a runner on second, 2 outs. So see if they can't push something across here. They've had a tough week.
Yeah, definitely.
Baseball and lacrosse both have had 2 tough scheduled weeks. I mean, they've men's lacrosse have went and played the number 4 team in the nation Thursday night. Now they're playing one of the top teams in the Conference of Carolinas. Baseball went and played number 21 ranked USC Aiken, and almost came back from an 11-0 deficit and lost 11-9. Another heartbreaking loss there, and then now they're up playing the number 3 team in the nation. So.
Yeah.
You gotta give those guys credit. They've stuck around with some of the best in the country, and you better watch out for North Greenville lacrosse and baseball because they're on the rise. Oh, what a throw.
And a missed tag at second. So a stolen base. It was a ball, so now 3-2.
And here comes Sarah Hall.
Yeah, the crowd didn't agree with it, but it looked from here like she did miss the tag. It's not a heated discussion by Sarah Hall, so see, I don't think that she's too certain that it was missed, but maybe saying that he was out of position or something. You hear that? You hear about that argument sometimes.
Kate Lee just said she forgot her contacts today and she's seen that one, so I don't know.
Yeah, but
Bang play. That's why they don't have replay. That's why everybody wants replay. And just can't do it at this level.
Well, even at the Division I level, you can only have replay for home runs, so that wouldn't be a reviewable play anyway.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's only in the tournament. I don't think they do it during the regular season. I think that
they did when South Carolina played Clemson. They did review a home run.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. And that one missed. Wow.
Let's see if Brooklyn Fort can get out of this little jam she's got going on here.
North Greenville dugout was already celebrating. They thought that was a called strike 3. That would have been the first strikeout for Brooklyn Fort, but it ended up not happening. Just missed the outside of the plate. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner over at first. It'll be number 19, Kennedy Aiken, a freshman from Greenville, South Carolina. So she is pinch running for Howe, who will most likely re-enter the game in the bottom of the inning. But she is a designated player, so you won't see her out in the field anyway.
Yeah. Let's see what Brooklyn Fort's got. Maybe get a little ground ball, get out of it.
So here is Sam Thornton. She's 1 for 1. First pitch to her is a called strike. I'm sure the North Greenville dugout saying that was the exact same location.
Yeah, that was very close to the same close.
So runners on first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Another called strike. This one gets the inside corner.
she's throwing angry.
Oh, 2 pitch is chopped, and they're going to get an out at second. So a fielder's choice there for out number 2.
Number 1, Bailey Mabry.
So that'll take us back to the top of the order. Bailey Mabry. She's 1 for 2. She later scored. Now time called.
It's not a bad place to be.
First pitch just misses. Swing and a fly ball to center field, and it's caught for out number 3.
Way to get out of it.
So Limestone was able to get runners on the corners, but unable to score them, as there were 2 left on base. So we head to the bottom of the 4th in just a moment here on the North Greenville Sports Network. So here in the bottom of the 4th will be the cleanup hitter, Kate Lee, leading off the inning, followed by Caitlin Wagers, then Morgan Herlong. Kate Lee is 0 for 1 with the strikeout.
If I'm not mistaken, the last time she led off an inning was against Erskine, and she went beat. So maybe like them to strike twice real quick.
Yeah, Kate Lee did lead off a good bit last season. So we'll see if she can strike as the leadoff hitter, as the first pitch is a ball. Seems like the strike zone has tightened up a little bit.
I don't think he knows what the strike zone is currently. Keeps fluctuating.
And that pitch was inside and fouled off. Courtney Smith, 1-1 pitch, is in there for a called strike.
So apparently you put an exclamation point at the indicate lead. That's the way the girls are spelling the dugout right now.
Courtney Smith currently at 53 pitches coming into this at-bat. She's only given up 2 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. I'll tell you what, the opposing pitchers can't afford to miss the strike zone by much because the North Greenville dugout lets you know if you do.
Real quick.
I don't know if they have a chant for if it's, let's say, 6 feet outside.
Well, they have one for
line drive to right field is in there for a base hit.
They have one for throwing up and throwing in there, consecutive balls. Who knows? They probably got one. Here comes the wind again.
Yeah, it does seem like these chants, you know, not just North Greenville, but all of them are to try to get in the pitchers' heads. But what I'm kind of curious about is whether there's a rule saying that you can't make noise that intentionally and obviously distracts the pitcher. There is a rule for that in youth travel ball, as this pitch is popped up, and it's going to be caught by Tessa Fawcett for out number 1. But yeah, there's a rule in travel ball that you can't make any noise to intentionally distract the pitcher. You can't just start yelling and then all of a sudden stop. We've seen the baseball team do that some.
Oh, the baseball team is the world's worst.
Yeah.
You'll hear Watha about 4,000 times a day.
So here's Morgan Herlong. First pitch to her is a ball. Herlong is 0 for 1. And that one hit down the right field line, but foul. It'll be a 1-1 count.
You got to commend these Crusader batters. They're starting to pick up on that outside pitch. They're trying to drive it the opposite way. So.
And tried to get her on the inside, and it's a ball. And that one fouled out of play. Umpire needed some more softballs in the pocket. So.
Yep.
But here we go, about with a 2-2 count. Herlong squared to bunt. We'll see if she tries it. She doesn't. It's a ground ball right to second base, and it gets through. So North Greenville in business here in the bottom of the 4th. Runners on first and second with just 1 out. And that's going to bring up Morgan Roach, who certainly has home run power. She doesn't necessarily need one right now, but you know she'd like to put it North Greenville in the lead with 1 swing of the bat. Roach is 0 for 1.
Little base hit right here is all you want.
First pitch is a called strike.
Want to keep stringing the hits together right here.
And went up after that pitch and fouled it off. It's 0-2. That one high and outside. Waste pitch there to make it 1-2.
See if she can battle back here. Work the count, maybe get a base hit or something. Oh.
That one ripped, but it's going to be foul and out of play.
She's hit 3 balls foul that have been home runs. I mean, absolutely crushed.
Yeah, that one That one definitely would have cleared the fence if it was fair. Maybe off the scoreboard over there in left field.
If she wants to hit one right now as to do it, the wind is just barely blowing, if blowing at all.
And instead it's going to be another foul ball. This one down the right field line.
I doubt she gets another inside pitch she can turn on like she just did.
So here we go again. 1-2 pitch is outside.
Great,
So the count now even. Courtney Smith trying to come up with a much needed strikeout. The pitch and hit into the Limestone dugout to keep it a 2-2 count.
Wow. Just got intense in that North Greenville dugout for a second.
So Smith fires. Ground ball to short, over to second for one, over to first. Not in time, it gets away. And the run's gonna score. So there was an out on the play.
That's just gonna be a fielder's choice, so.
We'll have to see what the official scoring says regarding the play.
You never know here.
But whatever the case, there is a run scored for the Crusaders. It's now 2-1. Still in favor of Limestone. Runner at first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch is a called strike to Kelsey Rivers. Another called strike.
She is living on the black right now. You gotta wonder, you know, it's hard to get up there as a hitter if the striking zone fluctuating the way it is right now. I mean, that pitch 4 or 5 pitches ago were, you know, was a ball. See if Kelsey Rivers can string a hit together here. She's due up for one.
And that one hit well, but it's going to be out of play to keep it a 1-2 count. So here's the way that play was scored. Morgan reached on a fielder's choice. Then Herlong was out at second base. Kate Lee advanced to third, then scored on a throwing error by the second baseman.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, that's definitely how I would have scored it as well, as that one is fouled again to keep it a 1-2 count.
Gotta love that as a pitcher. Keeps your ERA down.
Well, it's just as impressive. Morgan Roach saw 8 pitches in that at bat.
Yeah.
And this is going to be another foul ball.
That's what happens when you're a tight end and you drop the ball. Everybody starts booing you.
One of the North Greenville players over there tried to make a one-handed grab at the ball as it had just gone out of play, but ended up bouncing right off his hands and fell to the ground, as he's not going to try to get this one.
Yeah. Stick your head out there, Bobby. Coach Farrington might not be too happy with you when you break your hand on that one.
It's one of the believe that's another football player over there. Ended up on the ground after that one, trying to get out of the way of it.
Well, let's hope he doesn't get out of the way of some Lenore runners later on this year whenever they break football season back up.
And another foul ball. It's just a 1 and 2 count, but this has turned into a quality at bat.
Yeah, that's something the Crusaders have done a lot today is they have taken counts and at bats deep in counts. They've hit a lot of foul balls. I mean, what's her pitch count? It's got to be up over 70, close to 70, somewhere in there. And another foul ball.
And there's another one. Before this at bat, it's at 72.
Yeah.
But now this is
got to be
probably the 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's close to 80 now for Courtney Smith. Still a 1-2 count.
Oh.
This one hit far, but it's going to be out of play.
Another foul ball. They might go through a couple dozen balls today.
Yeah, I think that bucket's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
Unless they track every one of them down, that bucket's going. Yeah, it's going to be a lot lighter than it was. Count's been stuck at 1 and 2, and now a ball outside. So Kelsey Rivers showing some toughness at the plate here. And that one foul.
Can we just extend play that way about 100 yards? Just turn the field a little bit.
And Kelsey Rivers actually leads the team in strikeouts coming in with 18, but she does not want to improve that number today. Another foul ball into the Limestone dugout. Man.
Somebody get us some popcorn out here because we're going to be sitting here a while.
Great battle going on.
I love it. This is you know Sarah Hall is just ecstatic right now.
Courtney Smith still on 2 strikeouts for the day, trying to get her 3rd, but Kelsey Rivers not making it easy. Here's the pitch. That one is going to be foul.
Oh, man, Kelsey. Just sit back and get in the driver's seat. Take a little drive, Kelsey. Drive Miss Daisy.
Still a 2-2 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th that has taken forever. And it's outside.
What an at-bat by Kelsey Rivers. She's got to be pushing 15 pitches. What an at-bat. You gotta give it up to Kelsey Rivers.
We'll have to go over the sequence of this at bat no matter what happens at this point. And it's going to be ball 4.
She walks. What a great job. What a job by Kelsey Rivers.
So before that at bat, Courtney Smith was at 72 pitches. And we'll tell you in just a moment what the new pitch count is.
But it's close to 90, if not above. I don't bring up Brooke Wade, the left fielder.
Called strike to her. And a fly ball that's going to be caught by Emma Swearingen to end the inning. So during this short break, as we head to the top of the 5th, let's go over this sequence real quickly once we have everything reset. So before it was 72, it's now at 89. For that at bat, it was strike, strike, ball, foul, 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 ball, foul, 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 ball.
Wow.
That's a lot of pitches.
That's a lot.
So that was a, let's see,
13 pitch at bat?
15 pitch at bat.
15 pitch at bat.
Yep. Very
Wow.
impressive.
Yeah, you got to give that one. My hat goes off to Kelsey Rivers. That's impressive.
So we'll take probably about a 30-second break now and be right back in just a moment. So in the top of the 5th, Tessa Fawcett will once again lead off the inning. She's 0 for 2. And squares the bunt. Ends up right in front of the catcher, and it gets away. So there's no question that'll be an error. The only question is whether it was a throwing error or a fielding one.
Definitely throwing
Yeah. It went into the turf before it got to her longs, and
error.
at that point.
That was Shayna Finley. Her long come up to field the bunt.
Oh, excuse me.
Shayna Finley, yeah, that's a tough play for Shayna to make on the run.
So Fawcett will reach on an error. So Caroline Hill, number 3 hitter, steps up to the plate as the first pitch is a called strike.
Here comes the Sweet Carolinas.
Goes after that one and fouls it off for an 0-2 count.
Maybe they need to get them down at the Greenville Drive one weekend.
And for the first time in a while, there's actually no wind right now.
Feels good.
Feels good right now, but man, a couple minutes, it's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
Sun directly behind us out here in right center field.
You gotta wonder when that starts playing a factor too. As a hitter.
Shouldn't affect the field a whole lot. Hasn't rained in a couple of days, so field dry. Ground ball to short, goes for the out at first, and it's in time.
Number 4, Emma Swearingen.
So Emma Swearingen, cleanup hitter, will step up to the plate. She is 1 for 2 with an RBI and later scored. Swing and a miss. Limestone with 2 runs off 7 hits and 1 error. North Greenville with 1 run off of 4 hits and no errors. So as here is going to be a wild pitch that's going to will allow Fawcett to advance to third. So the bunt to lead off the inning was counted as a single.
Wow. That's a very gracious single.
But nevertheless, Fawcett, with her first hit of the game, is now at third. So we do have a 1-2 count here with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. That ball is going to be foul down the right field line.
Just a little score update. Crusader baseball still tied at 0 in the top of the 6th with a runner on first. And a little update from men's lacrosse. They wound up falling 5-4 to the Trojans as well. So tough week for the men's lacrosse. Just as equal tough week for men's baseball. Let's see if.
So here is going to be a hit to score the 3rd run of the game for the Saints. It's just a little bloop single, but in shallow left field to score the run.
I guess they call those Texas leaguers in softball as well.
I'll be honest, I've never heard that term.
Really?
Mm-mm.
That's what we call it in baseball, little flare behind the second shortstop.
Yeah, that I've heard, a flare or a blooper.
We call it a Texas leaguer.
First pitch to Sydney Turner is a ball low. Still just 1 out.
What a pitch.
And that one gets the low part of the strike zone, make it 1-1. That one right in there for strike 2. And that one, Kelsey Rivers unable to come up to get it. So that'll be another base hit for the Saints, and they're in business. They've already scored 1 run here in the inning, and now runners on first and second with just 1 out. And that'll bring up Bailey Pearson. But before that, we're going to have an infield conference at the mound. Three hits in the inning for the Saints. None of them hit very hard, but just hit in good spots. The defense has been unable to make the play.
They're just in the little, nothing been hit really hard. It's just been little flares, just drop. A lot of backspin on it.
Yeah, I think North Greenville definitely knew coming in that they were going to have some good offense in this game, and Limestone with 9 hits, North Greenville with only 4. First pitch is a called strike.
I mean, she can get out of it right here. I mean, all you got to do is get a ground ball, and just you're always 1 pitch away when you got 1 up, runner on first and second, to be honest.
Double plays a little bit rarer in softball than they are in baseball, but they do happen. We've already seen 1 here today. So that pitch gets away, but a good job by Wagers to keep that one.
That's a great block.
One pitch is high and away. And it looks like we do have somebody in the North Greenville bullpen starting to warm up. Not sure if that's for game 2 or if they are thinking about making a change soon.
Can't really see who it is.
I believe that's, I want to say it's
23 maybe?
I think it's Christy Riley.
Christy Riley?
No, excuse me.
No, that's not Christy.
Anna Rogers, maybe?
Yeah, 23. Yep, Anna Rogers. She's listed as a utility player, so.
But she does pitch.
Yep.
And called strike 3 for out number 2. So Macy Parker, the catcher, will step up to bat. And she's had a good day so far, 2 for 2. And a stolen base.
Yeah.
First pitch to hers in the turf.
She just might have climbed her way into the 300 rankings.
Yeah.
She entered in at 289, so 2 base hits. Yeah, let's go get a car. Yep, heard it.
Yeah, normally in college softball, if you're hitting, 270 somewhere in there, you're considered a good hitter. But shoot,
Yeah.
for this Limestone,
For this Limestone,
if you're not hitting, 330, you're
yeah,
got some catching up to do.
you got 3 of your only 3 that's not in the 300s is your bottom third of your lineup. 2 of them's not very far away. You got a 289 down there at Macy Parker and a 281 at Jordan Howe.
So you might be right. If Parker can, especially if she can get a hit here and be 3 for 3, she probably would be a 300 hitter.
That would put their top 7 hitters in the lineup over 300.
And North Greenville has 2 players hitting over 300, and they are well over 300.
Yeah.
Shayna Finley with the 353 average coming in, and Megan Johnson with the 352 average coming in.
Kaylee.
That one fouled to keep it a 2-2 count, just out of play.
See what Brooklyn Fort's got for us.
Ball outside, it's now going to be a full count. And with 2 outs, these runners will be on the move.
Yep.
There they go, and it's going to be high for ball 4.
Next up to the plate, number 33, Jordan Howe.
So the bases will be loaded for Brooklyn Fort, and we might have a substitution of some kind for the Saints. And we're going to have a new hitter
No, I believe
for
she's
Limestone.
re-entering.
Okay, excuse me, Jordan Howe. Okay, re-entering the game. Yep, you're right. Howe was 0 for 1 with a walk. She has not had an at-bat this season with the bases loaded. So this will be her first opportunity.
Well, for the Crusaders' sake, let's hope it's made to her. She doesn't know what to do.
But with runners on, she's hitting 353.
Whew. That's not what you want to hear as a pitcher. Stay down to the zone and get a ground ball and get out of it. Well, that Limestone dugout just come alive.
2-0. That one fouled off, so a 2-1 count. Got some rhythm going on in that dugout too.
Yeah.
Ground ball to short. Over to first in time to get out of a jam.
That could have been a lot worse than it was. Good play by Kelsey Rivers. Good pitch by Brooklyn Fort.
So that does it for the top of the 5th. We'll be back in just a moment. So we head to the bottom of the 5th, and it's back to the top of the order once again for the Crusaders. Shayna Finley. Just heard the Chicago Bulls
theme song. Wait on
back
Jordan.
in the 90s. And
Waiting on Jordan to come back.
yeah, that song is actually called Sirius by the Alan Parsons Project. Well, I don't know if a lot of people know that.
Probably not. You probably
They're just used to calling it the Chicago Bulls intro song or whatever from the 90s. Speaking of that, I know you're not a Gamecock fan, but man, how about South Carolina?
Wow. Hats off.
Winning as the underdog and
Hats
just
off.
crushed Baylor.
They have beats. And it's not like they've had a cakewalk either.
No, not at all.
Duke
Duke hadn't had a great season, but
Duke
going
is still
into
a
the tournament,
powerhouse.
yeah, they're Duke first of all, but they went in as one of the hottest teams.
Yeah. Oh, you can't count out Marquette either. Marquette's another one of those teams.
Yeah. And certainly Baylor as well.
Yeah.
Count to Shayna Finley, now 1-1. Shayna's had a quiet day so far, 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Tried to rip that one, but all she could do was foul tip it.
Yeah, what about the shot? I know as a South Carolina fan, you don't keep up with Florida too much, but did you see that shot last night?
I didn't see it. I definitely heard about it.
Man.
It's been a long couple of days for me, so I was out.
I heard that. Yeah. Guess you got your car back. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Line drive caught for out number 1. Yeah, had the hailstorm of the century earlier this week. Car died a day later.
Not only did your car die, but your car got stuck in the hailstorm.
Yeah.
So you're welcome for getting that one out.
Yeah, I think you ruined it, but whatever.
I didn't ruin nothing.
First pitch to Grace DeBoer is a ball high. That needed a new alternator anyway.
Yeah. I don't think pushing it out of the mud was going to do that much.
Nah.
Oh. Starting to live on the inside corner now. Trying to get them Crusader batters off a little bit.
Yeah, both pitches have been a little high, maybe inside as well. So now a quick 2-0 count. DeBoer might have a chance to rip this one, as that one's right in there for a called strike.
So, are they going to play? Alan, you'll know this question. Are they going to play the 7-inning game first for the baseball team, or are they going to play the 9-inning game first? Usually the 7.
It's
correct?
usually the 7 that's first, so that way if it goes into extra innings, that becomes the 9th inning game.
Well, currently it's 0-0 at the top of the 7th.
Okay, so yeah, if somebody doesn't score there, then it will become the 9-inning game. Now, at that point, I'm not sure whether they stop after 8 or if it's a flat.
I think it's a flat 9.
Okay.
I believe so. I believe you're correct on that. Because me and Coach McDonald was talking about that the other day. And that's a walk by Grace DeBoer.
So that's going to bring up Megan Johnson, one of the seniors that'll be honored today. She's 1 for 2. And now we're going to have a meeting at the mound for Limestone. Courtney Smith right now at 99 pitches. So she's definitely getting up there. So far, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, it was earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. In comparison, Brooklyn Fort, 5 innings pitched, 9 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and 94 pitches. So both pitchers starting to really get up there in pitch count. Again, in softball, pitch count not quite as much of a concern as it is in baseball. Once you get near 100, you're about done in baseball. But we've seen, as we mentioned before, we've seen several pitchers this season go into the 150 range.
Yeah. Well, there's not as many pitchers in softball as you have in baseball too. So
right. We've seen some start a game and end up pitching a few more in the second game.
Yeah.
Saw that earlier this week. So a 1-0 count to Megan Johnson.
Runner back to make this a new game.
Runner at first with 1 out. So we're gonna have a stolen base attempt, and it's gonna be in there. Pitch was a called strike, so the count now 1-1. Well, that one outside.
She started to get back to that outside half of the plate now. She started working with a little bit in. She's lost a little bit of control, so you got to wonder if she's.
Yeah, I just noticed it during that last pitch, but Courtney Smith is letting out quite a groan right now right after she pitches. I'm not sure if she's been doing that or not, as here's a pop-up for an easy out, number 2.
They got somebody warming up in the bullpen, so you never know.
Yeah. That pop-up was caught by Tessa Fawcett. She's made a lot of defensive plays today. We've called out her name plenty of times, not just for her offense, but her defense as well. So here's Kate Lee. Certainly somebody who can tie the game with one swing of the bat, but it's popped up, and it's going to be off the top of the visiting dugout.
The thing is, though, you put one in play here, Grace DeBoer's going to score for second. She's got some wheels, so. Either way.
Yeah, with that stolen base earlier, Grace DeBoer now ties 2 other players for the team lead in stolen bases with 5. So 0-2 count. It's going to be outside, make it a 1-2 count. Swing and a ground ball to second, over to first, in time for out number 3. So that does it for the 5th. North Greenville still trails Limestone 3-1 heading into the top of the 6th. Here we go to the top of the 6th and looking at the North Greenville baseball game, still scoreless in the bottom of the 7th. And 5 hits for North Greenville, 3 for Mount Olive.
Caden Cropper must have done his homework.
Leading off for Limestone will be Sam Thornton. Then back to the top of the order with Bailey Mabry and then Tessa Fawcett. Ground ball to short, over to first, in time for 1 out.
That's a great way to start the inning.
Number 1, Bailey Mabry.
So here's Mabry once again, 1 for 3 with a run scored. First pitch to her is a called strike.
It's not a bad place to live down there in the zone. These chants just, golly.
Well, someone in that Saints dugout could sing. She had good tone.
Yeah. I wonder if they have tests. That's part of like
Softball 101.
Yeah, like you have to is that part of the recruit process? Like you got to be able to do the chant. Because if that's the case, I would never have gotten recruited to play ball. I can't remember my name most days.
Yeah, you kind of wonder, is it something where more chants get introduced throughout the season, or are they just all ready to go? As here's going to be a pop-up to Rivers, caught for out number 2.
They got a pile of them, both teams. So
yeah, we've heard a few new ones lately, but overall, some memorable ones throughout pretty much the entire season.
Oh yeah, throw it up.
Haley Gray, I'll say it, Florida State.
There you go.
War chant, not
chant.
Atlanta Braves.
There you go.
You corrected me last time.
I did.
Speaking of that, your fellow Florida State fan,
Ronald
is behind home plate.
Let's just hope he doesn't do the whole Gator chant, because I'm going to have to disown him if he does that again. I told him that the other day. He's like, oh, man, I didn't think about it. Like, well.
Did he say why they did that?
I didn't ask.
Because I was thinking that they were only doing it when one player, I think it was Morgan Roach, it seemed like they did that whenever she came up to the plate. But there were a few other players, too, that they were still doing that. So I'm not sure what the deal was with that. It's an 0-2 count to Fawcett. And chops at it, right to Herlong, and diving lunge at the bag for out number 3.
There you go. That's one way to get out of it.
Sorry you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So we head to the bottom of the 6th in just a moment. Well, after a 3-up, 3-down inning, we head to the bottom of the 6th. It'll be led off by Caitlin Wagers, then Morgan Herlong and Morgan Roach. Wagers is 0 for 1. She was also hit by a pitch.
This is a good job to make that a 500 day and go 1 for 2.
Courtney Smith back out there for a 6th inning as the starter. First pitch is in there for a called strike. That one fouled away.
Excuse me.
That ball high. One-two pitch.
Oh,
Sharp line drive. It's going to be caught in center field for out number 1. Emma Swearingen out here in center field made that catch. They're trying to hit us out here.
they're trying to. I'd be all right if a Crusader hit us real quick. Maybe get an autograph.
For me, it depends on where it hits. If it just hits the platform, that's one thing. But if it crashes into some of this equipment, that wouldn't be good. And there's a ball that's caught in foul territory by Caroline Hill over in right field for the 2nd out. So Morgan Roach, the designated player, steps up. First pitch to her is high and away for ball 1. Roach is 0 for 2, but does have an RBI.
Not only that, she has hit some massive foul balls.
And there's one right there.
Drawing up the good old landscaping crew. Who has a day off today?
That don't do anything, apparently.
They don't do very much of anything.
That hurts.
There's another one.
There's another one sharply hit.
And they're kind of playing, a dangerous game almost. And just about all of our at-bats, they've come inside 2 pitches and then they go back outside.
Yeah, their strategies just kind of let her keep pulling it.
If she finally straightens one of those out, she's going to go deep. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's what's so thing about those sharp line drives is even with the wind.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she is smacking it. I mean, it's not like she's floating it up and it's just kind of cut. No, it's absolutely slicing through the wind.
Now, there's one that's popped up, but that's going to be foul as well.
I think it hit a porta potty. That's scary if you're in there using the restroom. Wham!
Speaking of landscaping, that will eventually be moved to the opposite side of the campus once those enhancements are ready to be made.
There is a, my goodness.
That one crushed, butt foul.
If she straightens one out.
If you haven't seen the campus map of the future enhancements, this campus will look very, very different once all is said and done. It'll be a number of years down the road, but it'll slowly get there.
Speaking of campus enhancement, if you're out there and you're a donor wanting to donate, we've got some projects going on right now with the North Greenville Athletics. We're trying to, for one, finish Jam McDonald Field. We're trying to put a stadium around it, put a field house. If you haven't got to come up here, and that's a sharp hit single to left field, I'm sorry. Bob Morgan Roach. So, under or over, Haley Gray hits 14 foul balls this time. I mean, Kelsey Rivers, I'm sorry. Haley Gray just ran across the field getting a foul ball.
We'll have a runner come in.
I believe that's Haley Gray.
Yeah. Typically is.
But continuing on the enhancements, we've got, we just put in this nice turf field here at Jan McDonald Field,
And two of the biggest dugouts you're ever going to see in softball.
Oh, my gosh. Which you got to say they do have the changing locker room in them as well.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, if you put the new field house, the locker room's going to be in there then. So, but, yeah, these are some massive dugouts. So, make sure you get out here at all the facilities, at the baseball facility, at soccer, and lacrosse, and also here at the Jan McDonald Field. There are renderings up of what we're trying to do. So if you want to see, somebody, oh, that's a sharply hit ball.
Butt foul.
Butt foul. There's one. If you know somebody or you yourself want to donate, get in contact with Jan McDonald or Micah Sepko. They're kind of our two athletic directors. They're the ones kind of heading that up. Guys, it's not just to make the facility look better. It's for the athletes, Some of our athletes right now have no locker rooms, Well, they have locker rooms, but they're not very nice.
And they have to share them.
They're sharing, Any way that you can help out here at North Greenville University is more than welcome, And we appreciate all of our donors out there. We have a bunch of them.
And stolen base.
Underneath the slide. And correction, that's Greer Kilman running. Not Haley Gray. But back to our donors, we thank each and every one of y'all for Wow. A little frugal on that call. But we want to thank you all for donating to Crusader Athletics, and we hope that y'all continue to donate to Crusader Athletics in the future. And we hope to see these new stadiums, new facilities get built here in the next couple of years. Me and Alan ourselves have seen them, working in the athletic department. And let me tell you what, guys. If you haven't seen the new baseball facility they're trying to build, oh my gosh. Fantastic.
I mean, based on the way it looks, it'll give some D1 stadiums a run for their money.
It would give, in my opinion, which is the best college stadium in the nation, which is University of South Carolina, a run for its money. The only thing it's not going to have is
obviously not as many stands,
but
still.
South Carolina, I mean, it's aesthetically, it is going to be just amazing.
Yeah.
And it's another one that we're forgetting about that we've had the money for and haven't, not had the money for, but had the renderings done for a while now is the arena.
Oh yeah. I actually haven't seen those.
The arena is pretty nice as well. I mean,
yeah, I bet. Yeah, I've seen the renderings for baseball, softball, and the soccer and lacrosse field house, the softball field house, baseball field house. And yeah, it's just, it's going to be some fantastic enhancements. You know, Limestone is planning on some enhancements to their athletic facilities as well. So, I mean, it's good to see the conference as a whole really growing.
We've done, most people would consider us and Limestone rivals. I mean, technically this is probably a rivalry game right now. But
yeah. I mean, it's definitely geographically.
Yeah, you know, but
Tigerville and Gaffney just, what, 30 to
45 minutes away,
Yep.
And, I mean, we've done a lot of talking with Limestone and other facilities around, you know, Anderson.
Yeah.
Just get hearsay what they're doing, what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah, I believe that a lot of guys in the athletic department took a trip to Clemson when coming up with the renderings for the arena. As that one's crushed and it's going to be caught. That ball kept going, even with the wind blowing in.
Yeah, that's impressive by Brooke Wade to stay with that ball. Her back was literally on the fence on that catch.
Give Caroline Hill some credit, man. She took that ball for a ride. It looked like it was just going to be any normal fly ball today, but that one went for a ride.
Good old wind stopped her.
That one's hit well, and once again, it's going to be caught.
Right at Brooke Wade.
So 2 quick outs here in the top of the 7th.
That's what you want out of Brooklyn for. You want to get in there, get out, get back to hitting while you can. Something that's interesting to me is there's no such thing as really as a closer in softball. You very rarely see like a closer. I think you found something that could really.
Yeah, I mean, it might have something to do with the fact that it doesn't have as much strain on your arm. So maybe if somebody that's a good, solid closer, they would rather use as a starter.
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously in baseball, you know, certain pitchers that have different stamina. So, you know, somebody might be able to pitch 120 pitches. Somebody else might only be able to pitch, 40 or 50.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Always like it when the closer comes in. Makes me think of Rick Vaughn.
Yeah, I was about to say, Ricky. Wild Thing starts playing.
Yeah. You better be a bad dude if you got the Wild Thing in here. What a pitch. Or Kimbrell. That was a pretty intense when he was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know that had to be intimidating.
Yeah.
Dude comes in. First off, the whole place explodes with the Florida State Tomahawk chant. Then the fire. What a snag by Shayna Finley. And then he comes right behind the mound, crow hops twice, and just throws about 100-mile-an-hour fastball. You know that has to be intimidating.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, as a fan of division rival New York Mets, the closer that would get on my nerves for the Braves was Jason Grilly.
Yeah.
Because he would come in. And when he pitched for the Braves for a couple seasons, and anytime he would get the save, it would be as if he had just won a World Series.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of ridiculous.
What about Fernando Rodney? He gets the save and shoots the arrow.
Yeah.
For the, I guess he's still with the Rays. I don't know if he is or not.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I think
hat cocked sideways. And
I think my favorite closer of all time has got to be Brian Wilson. That guy's hilarious.
Got him. What about John Rocker? John Rocker, that was a crazy dude. I remember seeing him play back in the 90s. He talk about a pretty wild dude. He would pump some shit now. I think one of my favorite closers, he still is a closer today, is Kelly Jansen from the Dodgers. His walkout's iron, man. That's pretty cool.
So anyway, here we go. Bottom of the 7th. It's crunch time for the Crusaders. They're going to start off with their number 9 hitter, Brooke Wade, and then it's back to the top of the order.
See if she can't get something started here at the bottom of the 7th.
Courtney Smith has pitched a brilliant game. She'll try to come up with a complete game here. First pitch is inside.
And the thing about it is she threw almost 30 pitches in the first inning.
Yeah.
And we're
Still
sitting here
out there.
talking about the 7th inning. She's still out here.
We'll bring up her pitch count in just a second here.
She's got to be getting close to it.
As there's a square to bunt. Over to first in
what a
time.
play.
Great play by Courtney Smith, and you can tell she's pumped up after that one.
All I know is that second baseman's hands is on fire because she just threw a laser.
Courtney Smith now at 126 pitches.
Whew. That makes my arm hurt. Somebody get some ice ready for this young lady because she is going to need it.
So here's Shayna Finley. You know that North Greenville would wish that they had a runner on base for her to maybe hit a home run to tie the game, but she'll have to be that lead runner.
At this point, you're not looking for home runs. You're wanting base runners. As many as you can get, as quick as you can get.
And went for it there, but popped it up, and it's in foul territory, out of play.
You know, if she can hit one on the line pretty much in this right center gap, it's pretty wide open.
Yeah,
Right fielder's playing the line pretty good.
And Finley runs about how you'd expect a leadoff hitter to run, too.
Like a
She
deer.
is quick.
Like a deer.
Tell you what, I think the last thing that Limestone expects right now is a bunt. Just based on her, lifting up that leg right before she wants to take the swing, the stride. And that one's outside. So Limestone's being careful, trying to keep the ball away from her, not gonna let her pull it.
Oh man.
But you know what? She's shown some opposite field power too.
Yeah. For all you baseball fans out there, the Crusaders lost in the 7th. 1-0. That's always unfortunate.
And that one gets away too. So ball 4 for Shayna Finley. So for baseball, Mount Olive currently still perfect in conference play.
That's insane.
Got to give them a lot of credit.
That's what happens when you got money. You can afford to get some Division I transfers.
Yeah. So here's Grace DeBoer. That one does get the outside corner. DeBoer 1 for 2 with a walk. And when she was on base, she stole one. DeBoer has 2 home runs this season, but a .287 average.
Good eye.
That one high and outside.
You got to wonder if Courtney Smith's command's starting to just kind of drift away. I mean, she's pitched, 140 pitches almost?
Close close to it. Nobody in the bullpen for Limestone. And there's a ground ball to second. Over to second for one. Over to first. Or no, excuse me. Didn't make the throw over to first, but it will be a second out. So it's up to Megan Johnson to keep this game alive. A .352 average, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs coming into today.
This is one of the people you want up in this spot.
First pitch to her is outside.
She can turn on one in a second.
Megan Johnson is 1 for 3 today. Ooh. And that's a called strike.
Wow.
Just got the outside corner.
Little flare.
It's going to be fouled just barely. So the Crusaders will be down to their last strike here in game 1. Runner on first with 2 outs. Tying run at the plate.
Oh,
Line drive, fair
Base hit.
ball. And this game is not over.
and just with one swing of the bat, just gave that whole Crusader dugout life.
And here's Kate Lee. And we're going to have a pinch runner over at first.
Now we're going to have Haley Gray as a pitch runner.
So Megan Johnson does her job with a single down the left field line. And now the Limestone team at the mound, and coach coming out. It does look like she's going to make some type of change. She has the lineup card in her hand. So you were saying, well, she's still talking, so maybe there won't be a change. Yeah, she had a yellow sheet of paper with her. I was thinking that was a lineup card and that she was going to make a change.
She might have been entering Haley Gray in the run.
Well, I'm talking about the Limestone coach, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. She might have been writing Haley Gray down as a runner.
So anyway, it'll still be Courtney Smith. Now with 138 pitches. First pitch to Kate Lee is low.
You know, base hit will score Grace DeBoer right here and make it a one-run game. So, tying runs on first. Haley Gray isn't very slow. I mean, she can run pretty good as well. So,
for Courtney Smith, this is the pressure cooker.
yeah.
Let's see if you can figure out what movie that's from.
I don't know. What is it?
Angels in the outfield.
Angels in the outfield. Oh.
And here's a fly ball.
Oh,
Will it make it to foul territory? It will.
Kate Lee lives to see another day.
So a 1-1 count to Kate Lee. Swung on and missed. And once again, the Crusaders down to their last strike. The tying run at first, the winning run at the plate. That one outside. North Greenville trying to remain tied for first place in the conference. Limestone right behind them in third. Swing and a miss to end the game.
Man.
And that will do it for game 1. Limestone hangs on to win 3-1. So,
man, that's unfortunate.
But at the same time, what a performance by Courtney Smith. So she, as we will wait, going to wait till the live stats update completely to give you their final numbers. Okay, here it is. Courtney Smith, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run, it was earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and pitched a total of 143 pitches. For North Greenville, Brooklyn Fort, great game for her as well. Unfortunately, she will end up with the loss. 7 innings pitched, 9 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and 112 total pitches. Looking at the batting for both teams, Emily Swearingen, Sydney Turner, and Macy Parker both ended up with 2 hits for the Saints. Then Bailey Mabry, Tessa Fawcett, and Sam Thornton all had 1 hit apiece.
They could. That's one thing Limestone surely can't do is slap it around. So
Yeah, just 1 Crusader with 2 hits. That was Megan Johnson. Then Grace DeBoer, Kate Lee, Morgan Herlong, and Morgan Roach all had 1 hit apiece. Shayna Finley 0 for 3, so you know she's going to try to come back strong in game 2. So we hope to see you, we hope you join us in just a few minutes. They're going to have the senior presentations in just a little bit. So we'll try to hear what we can. It looks like they have a set of speakers down there for the senior presentation, so not sure how much we'll be able to hear, but we'll try to leave the microphone up for you to hear that if you feel like it. And so we will be right back. We'll go offline just for a moment to get everything reset, and then we'll be right back.